Hey YouTube, what's going on? Quick little introduction before we start the video. My name is Sergeant Fig, otherwise known just as Fig. I've been streaming on and off for a while now, kind of just messing around. But with Beyond Light coming out, I really want to give it my 100%. It means regular uploads to YouTube, more consistent streams throughout the week, and more presence on social media. Really hoping they deliver with this new content, with the new update, with all the new sandbox changes. It's got me really excited. I just don't want to get my hopes too high knowing Bungie. Not to keep you guys too long, we're going to be checking out the new Vidoc that Bungie has posted. Hope you guys enjoy the video. We'll catch you in the next one. See you in the Vidoc. Alright Bungie, see what you got.
Beyond Light kicks off the next trilogy of stories that we're trying to tell with Destiny.
Players are going to go on a journey to discover the true nature of light and dark.
It's the beginning of players learning more about the darkness.
Finally.
And in fact, going so far as to wield it.
Like it.
It's about leaving comfort and safety behind, walking a different road than one that you may have believed
Time to
you were
explains
destined for.
back. I like it.
What makes something bad? What makes darkness dark?
Who's right? Who wasn't?
Maybe Ikora will be useful again.
How are those learnings going to change the characters that you have gotten to know over the last 6
That was
years?
old footage of Aldrin, I think.
Beyond Light's really the beginning of a new adventure. Guardians, for the longest time, have been bathed in the light, sort of this
that
force
shit?
fighting back evil. And now we're starting to move into that gray area between the light and dark.
If the darkness reaches out, we must reach back.
I will not sanction this.
In Season of Arrivals, the Vanguard is divided. You have some characters telling you, we should fight these ships, and we have other characters who are saying, no, we should find out what they want. We should get to know them and
Season
understand
of mom and dad
more.
fighting.
But it definitely comes
That's basically it.
This next year in Destiny is really just about how all the different characters and factions are reacting to these disappeared destinations and what that means as the pyramids have arrived in our system.
Okay.
Not for the first time, but for the second time.
We're going to see the return of a character who's been absent for a pretty long time in The Stranger, and boy, does she have a lot to say. And she has a lot
Finally.
of time to explain.
When I know more, you'll know more.
She has shown up to encourage us to take on the darkness, and the only way to truly stop it
I want that. If it's a ghost or artifact or anything, I want that. I want that. Thing looks so sick.
Why did the darkness invite us here?
Armor looks pretty dope.
Europa is literally like a time capsule.
Europa is huge.
Killer destination, freezing cold.
Desolate.
Some of the most beautiful spaces I've ever seen in a video game.
Okay, I can definitely get behind that.
There was
I
a
wanna
lot
get
built
behind
on
that,
Europa
please.
during the Golden Age, and
Like
a
tomorrow.
lot of that was built underground.
Clovis Bray had some research facilities there, really pushing the limits of technology and innovation there, maybe stepping into some things that we shouldn't have.
Under the eyes, all kinds of secrets.
I'm so excited for what players are going to find.
Ooh, secrets.
The storm on Europa was actually something we've wanted to do for a long time.
We wanted it to feel harsh.
The weather system is so awesome. Like, you're walking through an open space, and all
That's
of a sudden,
pretty cool.
things start happening.
Coming across like Fallen or Vex for the first time, you can barely make out the glow in their eyes.
The
That's
sound
gonna
of
be
the
so
wind, the ice will
dope,
change
dude.
based on what the weather is looking like. You'll actually feel every piece of the environment changing around you to match the storm.
I have such high hopes, especially for Europa, because the play space is just amazing.
Europa itself is a pretty foreboding place. Aramis is there in advance of us, and she set up a forward base. She has lieutenants who have gotten their hands on stasis, gotten their hands on the darkness, and they're learning to wield it.
One by one, we will rise again.
Big ice.
And so I think her motivations are really interesting too.
Today, we begin breaking free from our chains.
Aramis really challenges a lot of the ways that we think about light and darkness. She's gonna make you think about your relationship with the Traveler.
She's a compelling leader, and she has a vision. And especially after the collapse of their society, people, I think, the Fallen wanted someone to follow.
Is the light gonna be enough? I think we've seen that we need some new tools to fight our enemies with. Maybe it's time to fight fire with fire, or
There's
ice
the
with
harpy
ice.
with legs. Finally, new
Stasis
subclass.
is, you know, not just a set of new supers, but it's a new damage type. We've got Solar, Void, Arc, and now we've got Stasis.
The idea for Stasis all really came back from
That was
the
very
gameplay idea
intricate
of
whole like
freezing
subclass system.
someone.
That was kind of the theme that everyone's kind of rallied behind. You know, Dima's an amazing concept artist, had some images that really kind of put us on the right path.
What really was landing with that was the more crystalline notion. So when we say cosmic ice, that's kind of where the cosmic comes in.
Still nervous about it in PvP.
Once he freezes
That looks
solid,
dope.
I'm able to
Awesome.
hit him again and shatter him in
PvP
pieces.
wise, no one likes that shit.
The pieces break apart and explode into sharp shards that can damage you. So all of that kind of came together when we landed on that theme.
But you can't not get excited for it, man. Damn.
Stasis is gonna not only change the way that you can attack or approach combat, there's also some really great ways that you can upgrade it.
Then you start getting into like the more interesting parts, things that we're calling aspects and fragments, which are additional ways to modify your subclass.
Okay.
Aspects are a little bit more potent, and then the fragments are the things that are class agnostic, but depending on what your class is and depending on what your aspects are and how you want to play, you're probably going to be starting to select different ones in there. This is just the beginning for Stasis. We're going to continue to expand on it. We're just excited for players to get their hands on this.
Now, is that all in the subclass tree, or is that still built in with like the mod
When we're
system?
creating a new palette like Stasis, we do what we call a source jam. Everyone on the team blocks out about a week where we can say, okay, you're gonna go out into the world, microphone recorder, record anything that reminds you of cosmic ice. That gives us the palette that we can build the eventual sounds out of.
That's pretty
I found
cool.
personally that the best way to do it was at night. But doing screams, screeches, and blood-curdling yells is a little scary at night. Then I had
mean, it's a perfect
really rumbly
season for
stomach,
it.
and that also was recorded. There was also a breast pump. You have
Okay.
to make use of what you got.
The armor.
Beyond light, we have new exotic weapons for
And
you.
that sword, dude. That, oh.
No Time to Explain is coming back. Instead of just being the gun that refills your magazine when you land precision hits, you actually get a little time portal, and it starts spitting out rounds alongside you.
Very,
You can
very
actually
unique.
have that on top of the Arc Soul, so you can be your own little mini firing squad you build for it.
Unique.
Another one we have is
Exotic
the
idea?
Laments. It uses up your sword's energy to give yourself a new combo that ends up in a big spinning slash.
But I want to
Probably
know
the
how
largest
much
selling point
damage
for a lot of people is that it slices right through barrier champions.
it's going to be able to
I think the
output.
largest draw for most people is actually going to be the fact that it is a chainsaw sword.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Very Gears-esque.
For Beyond Light, we really wanted to create exotic armor pieces that formed a key part of your build around which all the other parts of your build could revolve. For example, the Titan gets the Icefall Mantle, which is a set of exotic arms that looks like it is crafted from Golden Age tech. When you activate it, you sort of slam your arms down, create a burst of stasis energy, and then you cover yourself in an overshield.
Yep.
The Warlock exotic is Necrotic Grip. If you are facing a wave of thralls running at you, you can nail them with your melee attack, and it starts to burst and sort of cascade through the whole group.
Cool for PvE. I like it. Unique ad clear. Oh, Omnigul strikes back. 2 blues. Grasp from Malagrind. Everyone knows.
You've got a friend who
Omnigul
hasn't tried it out.
strike.
It's a really great time to jump in on New Light, that entry experience for free players.
Last year, when New Light launched, we brought back a small portion of the Cosmodrome. This year, we're bringing back a much larger portion of the destination.
Oh, the nostalgia,
It takes
dude.
some of the experiences that started with original Destiny 1, but puts them and stitches them together in a different way and adds new things and tells a different story.
What you're gonna meet in this new opening experience is a character with not one, but 2 names from Fast and the Furious, Shah Han.
Thanks the light. I didn't think we had other Guardians on patrol here.
What I love about the Cosmodrome is it feels like Destiny distilled.
Gohan. Is he gonna be like the new Hunter Vanguard?
Season of the Hunt picks up where Arrival's left off.
Other forces are taking advantage of the darkness to make their move forward, including Xivu Arath, a sister of Oryx, and she's taking this opportunity to build up an army. And we're working with Osiris to try to stop her.
Osiris goes out, stumbles across these hive growths that are driving combatants crazy.
Osiris is in trouble, and of course, you're his only hope.
God, no way.
We warned you it was going to be dangerous down here. Impossible.
He's got a ghost now?
We finally catch up to what we saw at the end of Forsaken, where we saw Aldrin being brought back to life by a ghost.
Aldrin, who now refers to himself as Crow, he doesn't know what he did. The slate's been wiped clean when he was resurrected as a Guardian.
We know what he's done.
I don't think I ever
and we
saw
know
that
what he could be
cutscene.
capable of doing. So now we're going to spend some time watching him go back and forth, and that's going to question how we look at him.
But
how
it
we
does
look at
come
ourselves, how
full
we look at the
circle.
light,
He
how
is
we look at
now the
Guardians.
Crow, which was the
Season of
original
Hunt, we're
concept
partnering
for
with Crow and Osiris
D1.
to take down the High Celebrant. It's creating these cryptoliths around the system, and those
That was sick
cryptoliths
armor.
are attracting Elixian Cabal and corrupting them. So Xivu Arath is essentially corrupting herself and army, and it's our job to put a stop to it.
I'm really excited to see Xivu Arath fleshed out more and to find out more about her relationship with Savathun and what that means for year 4 of Destiny.
Savathun has been placing dominoes, and at the end of year 4, she's going to knock down the dominoes. We're going to see what she's been really up to. And so this year, she's putting the last pieces in place.
Now, is that Hive
Destiny
kind of part
is
of it
just a really
in the
incredible
next
world.
expansion or with Beyond
And
Light?
There are so many stories for us to tell.
That's gonna be a lot of content.
We have a lot to look forward to. Beyond Light, then the Witch Queen, and then Lightfall, and all the seasonal content between.
Because they said it was
Feel
for
like
year
we've got a
3,
really
and then
great way to
Savathun
bring
is year
people
4.
together. Working through COVID and working through some of the other turmoil in the world right now has been really challenging.
I have to admit, I've been pleasantly surprised
Yeah?
with how well we've been able to get things done.
We're committed to your characters and your community of players. We want to meet you where you are.
Hell yeah.
I think the thing that excites me the most about Destiny's future is how much it's rooted in where we come from.
Seeing villains revealed and finding out secrets that we've been hinting at for years.
When I look at the team that we're building and continuing to grow,
Still don't
and
trust him.
hire,
Like,
the new leaders that are
doesn't have his
coming up
memory
in
or
Destiny,
doesn't know or whatever.
that gets
Like,
me super excited.
I still hate him. will always hate him.
Destiny's best days are ahead of us.
You don't get to kill Cade 6 and just act like nothing happens. Even if you do die for it. Their trailers are always so hype, and they always save like the best clips for it right at the end, where your adrenaline freaking skyrockets, and then now I want to play immediately.